Good evening, everyone. Myself, B. Kashinath, working as senior lecturer in electronics and communication engineering. Presently working at Government Polytechnic, Sangareddy, as a senior lecturer. Uh, and today I am going to discuss the subject of electronic measuring instruments. Electronic measuring instruments, which is in third year, fifth semester. Third year, fifth semester, and the subject code is 18EC 504 EMI, and it is comes under the elective subject. So it is I am mentioning it as E, and it is the first option of the elective. So 18EC 504 EMI EA. On that one, we are going to discuss today is the distortion factor meter. Subtopic is distortion factor meter. So in the previous class we have learned about the various types of distortions and its measurements, and what are the types of distortion factor meters, and we have calculated that how we have to calculate the total harmonic distortion, and that is percentage of all the components individual distortions. Then we are calculated the total harmonic distortion by using the formula of root mean square of b2 by b2 square b3 square up to bn square by b1 square into 100, or you can go for d2 square d1 square up to dn square into 100. So that we have already discussed in the previous class, and various types of distortions that is frequency, phase, amplitude distortion, and in amplitude again intermodular distortion and harmonic distortion. What is harmonic distortion? And that is the uh, whatever the input is there, if the output is not same as exact same replica of input, then we are saying that there is harmonics are present in the output. So these unwanted signals that are present in the output, that we are calling it as distortion. So types of distortion, and what are harmonics, that is unwanted signals that are coming, and we have explained with the clear cut sinusoidal signals also. Main sinusoidal signal, if it is without any distortion, it will it will be exactly presented at the output. If it is having the harmonics, that is second harmonic or third harmonic, it will be combined with your input signal, then your output will be summation of that original signal with the uh, harmonics, then you are getting the output as distorted signal. So how many harmonics are present, how that much of distortion will be there. So based on that we are calculating the total harmonic distortion. So for that we will be having different types of distortion factor meters, but our agenda, that is our in our syllabus, we will be having the distortion factor meter, which is going to calculate the total harmonic distortion. So distortion factor meter, or we are calling it as total harmonic distortion. So it will not calculate the individual distortion, it will only calculate the uh, distortion caused by the all the harmonics, that is it is called as total harmonic distortion. Total harmonic distortion. So for that what we have to do is, so as the original signal will be there, and you will be having the different harmonics. So due to the different harmonics we are calculating the b2 by b1 first, that is distortion caused by the second harmonic, third harmonic, that is b3, that is d2 equal to b2 by b1, d3 equal to b3 by b1, d4 equal to b4 by b1, where b1 stands for the amplitude of the fundamental sinusoidal signal component, amplitude of the fundamental sinusoidal, and b2 b3 are respective amplitude of the harmonics up to bn is the nth harmonic amplitude. So based on that you will be having the distortion dn equal to bn by b1. Based on the total harmonic distortion equal to 100 into square root of your d1 square, d2 square, d3 square up to dn square by d1 square. So based on that, we have calculated the total harmonic distortion. We have taken the example of d1 is this much, b1 is this much, b2 is this much, and b4 is this much. Based on that, we have calculated the distortion also, that is total harmonic distortion. Now in this class, we will discuss in detail how the circuit and the operation of this total harmonic distortion, how it will perform. So that is the criteria for the today's class. So we have to measure the distortion factor meter, or we are calling it as total harmonic distortion analyzer. Total harmonic distortion analyzer. So on completion of this period, you will be able to know the different methods of constructing the fundamental suppression harmonic distortion analyzer, and in that one, working of the fundamental suppression harmonic distortion analyzer based on Wien bridge. So we will be having the we have to subtract that is, we have to suppress the fundamental component, and we have to follow all the harmonics through our distortion factor meter. For that one, we will be having three methods for constructing the for suppressing the fundamental frequency component and allowing all other frequency, that is all other harmonics. So for that one, we will discuss three methods. In that one, the main method which we are going to use in our principal block diagram is, it is based on the Wien bridge method. So that one, on completion of the period, you will be able to know the what are the different methods, and in that one, the best method, that is it is using the Wien bridge method. Distortion analyzer, fundamental suppression of total harmonic distortion analyzer based on the Wien bridge method. So the three types. So the basic principle of your distortion factor meter or THD analyzer, THD means total harmonic distortion analyzer, will be, what we are doing is, we want only the distortion caused by the all the harmonic components. We don't want the uh, fundamental frequency component. So what we are doing is, we are suppressing the fundamental frequency component, and we are allowing the um, all the other harmonic components through a circuit, that may be different circuit. So based on that, we are calculating the total harmonic distortion, that is directly measured by a meter. So the fundamental suppression method of measuring the distortion is used when it is necessary to measure the total harmonic distortion rather than the distortion caused by each component. So we are not measuring the distortion caused by each component, that is like B2, D2, D3, D1. We are not measuring the individual distortion caused by each component. We are not measuring the D2, D3, D4 separately. We are only our aim is to find the total harmonic distortion only. Total harmonic distortion. So the distortion caused by all the harmonic components by suppressing the fundamental frequency component. So we are suppressing the fundamental frequency component, and we are able to allow all the frequency component other than the fundamental frequency component. Then we will measure the harmonic distortion. So whatever the input waveform is applied to a network that suppress or rejects the fundamental frequency. So the basic principle is required is, whatever the input waveform is applied to a network, the network has to suppress or it has to reject the fundamental frequency, and it allows all the harmonics, only the harmonic frequency components for subsequent measurements. So that is the basic principle. So whatever the input network will be there, it has to suppress the fundamental frequency component, and it has to allow the all the subharmonic frequency components for further measurements. So for this one we will be having fundamental frequency component is suppressed and all the harmonic components are measured. We will be having three methods to measure. First one is employing the resonance bridge, or employing the bridge tree network, or employing the Wien's bridge. But in our syllabus we will be having the employing of Wien bridge oscillator, employing of Wien bridge oscillator. So anyway, we will know about the how this employing of resonance and bridge T network, how it will work. Then we will discuss in deep about the employing of Wien's bridge. So we have to main principle is we have to suppress the fundamental frequency component and to allow all the harmonics, and to allow all the harmonic components. So this one is the TSD by resonance bridge. So test wave input is applied to a resonance bridge circuits. So you will be having a different resonance on different bridge arms R1, R2, R3, and fourth one is you will be having the LC component. So that L and C will be varied so that it will be under resonance. When it is under resonance, the bridge will be balanced. If the bridge is unbalanced, by varying the L and C, you will find the harmonics. When the bridge is balanced, then there will be no harmonics. When you are changing the values of L and C such that the bridge is unbalanced, then you will get the harmonics. That harmonics will be detected by the your harmonic detector. That is the principle of operation used in this resonance bridge. So as the bridge is balanced for the fundamental frequency component, so we are suppressing that fundamental frequency component. That is, if your L and C tuned to F0, your bridge is balanced. When your bridge is balanced, we are suppressing the fundamental component. So when it the same bridge is unbalanced for the harmonics. So by changing the value of L and C, the bridge will be unbalanced. Then you are getting the harmonics. That harmonics RMS value is the measured with the voltmeter by using this harmonic detector. And this one is the bridge T network. So almost similar. So here you are applying the test wave input to this LC T network. Again, based on the resonance only, this L and C will be varied. So tuned to fundamental frequency by this L or C may be varied to tuned to fundamental frequency. So whatever the fundamental energy will be there, that is bypassed through the variable resistor. So you are varying the resistance by tuning this L and C circuit to fundamental frequency component. So when it is tuned to fundamental frequency component, the fundamental energy will be bypassed by the resistor. Remaining energy will be your harmonic. So that is going directly to the output. So for this one, the quality factor should be minimum is 5. So this is second method. So in this one, employing the bridge stability network, you will be having the test wave input that is amplified. Then you will be having the, you will set the required measurement of attenuation by using this sensitivity. You will be having the sensitivity control. By that you can select the different types of attenuation to your test wave input, and that is given to the bridge T network. So then bridge T network bypasses the entire fundamental frequency component and it will allow only the harmonics. So that will be calculated and calibrated. The output meter will be calibrated in volts RMS scale. That will give directly the total harmonic distortion by the all the harmonics. And third one is by using the Wien bridge method. So this one is in our syllabus, that is some fundamental separation of the uh, so fundamental separation of the frequency, and you have to follow all the sub harmonics. This is by using the Wien's bridge method. So in that one you will be having the different blocks available in this one. So in this one you will be having the main blocks, or so the instrument, this distortion factor meter instrument consists of totally mainly four blocks. So first block is uh, input circuit with the impedance converter. So from the input to the selection switch, after that you will be having the attenuator, again selection switch, again you will be having the impedance converter. This is treated as one block, so one section. So first section you will be having the input circuit with the impedance converter, and second one is rejection amplifier, and third one is your metering circuit, and fourth one is power supply. Fourth one is your power supply. Totally this fundamental separation THD, or for distortion factor meter, which employs the Wien's bridge circuit, looks like this. You can take a screenshot or you can draw this diagram. This one is very much important for the essay question. Explain the total harmonic distortion caused by using the harmonic distortion analyzer, or THD, by using Wien's bridge, it may ask. So you have to draw this diagram, then you have to explain the each and every block. So you will be having the four blocks: the input circuit with the impedance converter, and second component is rejection amplifier, third one is metering circuit, and fourth one is your power supply. You can draw this diagram or you can take the screenshot of this diagram. So first we will discuss the construction of this distortion factor meter. So the block diagram as you have drawn, it is the fundamental separation harmonic distortion analyzer. So it is having the four major section: input circuit with impedance converter, rejection amplifier, the metering circuit, and the power supply. And the function of the input circuit with the impedance converter, it will provides the low noise, so instrument will not get damaged by the external noise. So impedance converter, it is 1:1 converter which will provide the low noise high impedance input circuit, independent of the signal source impedance placed at the input terminals of the instrument. So whatever the signal source will be there, that impedance placed at the input terminals to the instruments, this impedance converter provides the low noise high impedance input circuit. It will provides the low noise high impedance input circuit, and it is independent of the that is whatever the impedance converter providing, that is low noise and high impedance input circuit, which is independent of the whatever the signal source impedance placed at the input terminals to the your instrument. And your rejection amplifier, second one is which will rejects the fundamental frequency of the input signal. So this is the main part of the uh, TSD machine, TSD factor meter. It will reject the fundamental frequency of the input signal, and it will process the remaining frequency component to the metering circuit to measure the harmonic distortion. And the third component is the metering circuit. It will provide the visual indication of your total harmonic distortion in terms of the percentage of the total input voltage. Metering circuit will provide the visual indication, directly read out uh, visual indication of your total harmonic distortion in terms of the percentage of total input voltage. Power supply is to give the power supply to the input circuit and to your Wien bridge circuit and meter circuit, so it will applies to all the sections power supply. So in the diagram, so you can see from the diagram you will be having a switch S1. So that switch will act this meter to act work like uh, two modes. So when the switch is in position of voltmeter, when the switch is in position of voltmeter, you can see at the S1, first S1, you will be having the switch at position S voltmeter, or you can change the switch position to set level distortion. So if the switch is at position voltmeter, then it will these instruments will operates as a conventional normal as a conventional AC voltmeter. So in this mode, the input signal is directly applied to the impedance converter circuit through your 1:1 and 100 or 100:1 attenuator, which selects the appropriate meter range, and output of this impedance converter and the output of this impedance converter then bypasses your rejection amplifier. So you can see from the selection of S1 switch, when your selection switch is S1 is applied to the voltmeter, it will works as a conventional AC voltmeter. Whatever the input is applied, that is applied through a 1:1 or 100:1 attenuator, and it is applied to the impedance converter circuit, which will select the appropriate meter range. Then the output of this impedance converter is connected such that it will bypasses the your rejection amplifier, that is your Wien bridge section, and the signal is directly applied to your metering circuit through the post attenuator. Then the voltmeter section can be used separately for general purpose voltage and gain measurements. So in this mode, it can be used as general purpose voltage measurements and general purpose gain measurements. So whatever the input is there, what is the output, so it can use it for measuring the AC AC input voltmeter, or you can check the gain percentage. When the function switch is in position of distortion position, so when the function switch S1 is in position of distortion, so then our main circuit will connected. So when the function switch S1 is in position of distortion, then the rejection amplifier will become the part of your signal and distortions measurement are done. So in this mode what happens is the input signal is applied, the input signal is applied to through 1 mega ohm attenuator. Now when the S1 switch is applied to a distortion position, then your input signal is applied through a 1 mega ohm attenuator, which will provide 1 mega ohm attenuator which will provide 50 dB attenuation, 50 dB attenuation in 10 dB steps. So 10 dB, 20 dB, 30 dB, 40 dB or 50 dB. So when the S1 position is at distortion, when the S1 position is at distortion position, your rejection amplifier will be part of your circuit and distortions measurements are to be made. In that one we are not going through the attenuator, we are going directly, we are not going through 1:1 or 100:1 attenuator, we are applying the input signal through 1 mega ohm attenuator, which will provide how much attenuation? 50 dB attenuation, and this 50 dB as attenuation will be in the process of first 10 dB steps. So you will be having first 10 dB, 20 dB, 30 dB, 40 dB or 50 dB. So and it is controlled by the front panel switch. Front panel controls already we have discussed. So as we can see, and we can change the buttons that we are calling it as front panel controls. So we will be having one front panel named as set level. So that will set the different levels of attenuation from 0 dB to 50 dB in scale of 10 dB steps. So that is by the front panel controls set level. That is given by you will be having the this 1 mega ohm attenuator set level, that we are calling it as sensitivity control. Sensitivity control. So 1 mega ohm attenuators will be having the front panels control of sensitivity, which will select the attenuation that is desired attenuation. Whatever the desired attenuation from 0 dB to 50 dB, that will be selected by your sensitivity front panel switch. Then the signal is fed to the impedance converter. Then the signal is fed to impedance converter. So as we have already known, impedance converter circuit whose gain is independent of the source impedance placed at the input terminal. So the impedance converter amplifier, it is a high input impedance amplifier. So it is low noise high input impedance circuit whose gain is independent of the source impedance placed at the input terminals, as already we have discussed. So after the impedance converter, then the signal is going to your rejection amplifier circuit. So that is nothing but your Wien bridge amplifier circuit. So in your Wien bridge circuit, you will be having the three stages. So in rejection amplifier stages, you will be having the three stages. So first one is pre-amplifier. So within this rejection amplifier, we will be having the pre-amplifier, Wien bridge and bridge amplifier. So totally in rejection amplifier, we will be having the three sections. So first one is Wien bridge, and second one is, first one is pre-amplifier, second one is Wien bridge, and third one is bridge amplifier. So the pre-amplifier receives the signals from the impedance converter. Pre-amplifier receives the signal from the impedance converter, and it will provide the additional amplification at extremely low distortion levels. So the pre-amplifier receives the signal from the impedance converter, and it will provide the additional amplification at extremely low distortion levels. Then comes your Wien bridge circuit. So this Wien bridge circuit is used as your rejection filter or notch filter for the fundamental frequency of the inputs by setting the frequency range selector and is balanced for zero output for coarse and fine balance control. So your Wien bridge circuit will be there. So that Wien bridge circuit is used as a rejection filter for the fundamental frequency. So it will reject the fundamental frequency and it will allow all the harmonics so to pass through it by using the two controls that are coarse and fine balance controls. And the output of this Wien bridge contains only harmonics of the input signals, and these harmonics are amplified and is connected through the post attenuator circuits. So whatever the rejection amplifier rejects the fundamental component, remaining harmonics will be amplified by the post amplifier, post attenuator, or post it will be given to the post attenuator. Then these harmonics are applied through the post attenuator to the meter circuits. So this meter circuits limits the signal level. This meter circuit limits the uh, signal level to the meter multiplier to 1 millivolt for full scale deflection on all range. So the meter circuit is designed in such a way that it limits the signal level to the meter multiplier to 1 millivolt for full scale deflection at all ranges, and it is calibrated in terms of the RMS value of the sine wave. So therefore the meter reading indicates the total RMS distortion. Total RMS distortion. So this one we have already seen. It has 4 components that we have seen. So 2 modes of operation: voltmeter operation. So it will normally works as a conventional AC voltmeter. When the function switch is in distortion position, the rejection amplifier becomes the part of the circuit. So you are applying the signal through the 1 mega ohm input attenuator that provides the 50 dB attenuation in 10 dB steps, which will be controlled by the that attenuation level of attenuation is selected by the front panel switch marked as sensitivity. After the desired attenuation is selected, the signal is fed to the impedance converter. So the function of the impedance converter is to have which is low distortion high input impedance amplifier whose gain is independent of the source impedance placed at the input terminals, and the overall negative feedback in this amplifier results in unity gain and low distortion of the impedance converter. Then your rejection amplifier circuit consisting of 3 parts: pre-amplifier, Wien bridge and bridge amplifier. Your pre-amplifier receives the signal from the impedance converter and provides the additional amplification, and Wien bridge circuit is used as a rejection filter for the fundamental frequency of the input signal. It will reject the fundamental frequency component. It will allow all the other harmonics to pass it through the Wien bridge circuits. So when the function switch is in distortion position, the Wien bridge is connected as an interstage coupling between the pre-amplifier and the bridge amplifier. So when the function switch is in distortion position only, your rejection amplifier is coming into picture. So in rejection amplifier again you will be having the 3 blocks. So that is interstage coupling between the pre-amplifier and bridge amplifier. So your rejection, that is Wien bridge, is in between the pre-amplifier and the bridge amplifier. Then the bridge is tuned to the fundamental frequency of the input signal by setting the frequency range selector. So when the bridge is balanced, when the Wien bridge is balanced, the voltage and phase of the fundamental frequency component which appears at the junction of the series and shunt reactance are same as the voltage and phase at the midpoint of the resistive branch. When these two voltages are equal and in phase, no output signal appears. So for frequencies other than the fundamental frequency components, The Wien bridge offers varying degrees of phase shift and attenuation. So the frequencies other than the fundamental frequency components, the Wien bridge will offers varying degrees of phase and attenuation, and the output of the bridge amplifier is connected to the meter circuit, and it is displayed on the front panel meter. So the rotator switch, when it is at position is 1, it will be working as AC voltmeter. Position 2, it is used as set level. Position 3 is used for harmonic distortion measurement. Total harmonic distortion is given by 100 into root mean square of that formula we have already discussed, b2 square b3 square up to bn square by b1 square b2 square up to bn. So 100 into RMS value in position 3 by RMS value in position 1, like that. So this is how it will look like, total harmonic distortion meter. So different specifications. Frequency range of this one is 500 to 600 kilohertz, and it measures the total harmonic distortion down to 0.03%. Accuracy is plus or minus 1 dB at 5 hertz, and accuracy is plus 1 dB to minus 4 dB at 600 kilohertz. Input voltage range is 1 millivolts to 300 volts, and it includes tracking oscillator in sync with F0. And the advantage of this instrument is the harmonic distortion generated within the instrument itself is very small, can be neglected. So whatever the harmonic distortion generated within the instrument itself is very small and it can be neglected, and the selectivity requirements are not severe because only the fundamental frequency component must be suppressed. So these two are the advantages of the your DFM. So first advantage is harmonic distortion generated within the instrument itself is very small and can be neglected, and second advantage is the selectivity requirements are not severe because we have to suppress only the fundamental frequency component only. But the main disadvantage of this THD DFM is it only gives the total distortion, not the amplitude of individual distortion components. So it will only calculate the total harmonic distortion, but it will not calculate the distortion caused by each individual harmonic. That is the main disadvantage of this total harmonic distortion analyzer, or DFM, distortion factor meter. Simple quiz. The sensitivity control can be used to change the attenuation in terms of 10 dB steps up to 0 dB to 50 dB. Impedance converter is the unity gain amplifier which will be providing the low noise, high gain, and having the high impedance, and that high impedance is irrespective of the source impedance presented to the input instrument. And your rejection amplifier works as a notch filter which will only suppress the fundamental frequency component and it will allow all the harmonics. So rejection amplifier uses the Wien bridge. Different methods of constructing the fundamental suppression harmonic distortion analyzer, and explain the construction and working of the fundamental suppression harmonic distortion analyzer based on Wien bridge. So second question may be asked for the essay question. Thank you very much.